In 1989, in the vibrant city of Veracruz, Mexico, Amanda Martinez was born, a young woman destined to face unimaginable challenges and find strength in music. The third of 5 daughters in a humble family, Amanda faced severe health problems from an early age, which ultimately led to the loss of her vision. However, instead of succumbing to difficulties, she found not only a refuge in music, but a true life mission. This is the story of a singer, pianist, and composer who, with the help of her family and her love, turned adversities into beautiful melodies and inspired many with her journey of overcoming obstacles and achieving success. The floating house where Amanda was born was a modest wooden structure, resting serenely on the tranquil waters of Veracruz's canals. The days began with the sun reflecting on the water, while the gentle breeze swayed the structure, creating a natural melody that accompanied the Martinez family's daily routine. Despite economic hardships, there was a warmth within this house, emanating from the daily interactions of its residents. Mrs. Ana and Mr. Reynaldo, Amanda's parents, were the living embodiment of resilience. Mr. Reynaldo worked tirelessly as a fisherman, while Mrs. Ana took care of the house and the children with dedication and love. The family faced life's adversities with hope and unity, qualities that would be crucial in confronting the challenges that lay ahead. When Amanda was just 8 months old, she was struck by a severe intestinal infection. It all began with a restless night where the baby's constant crying alarmed her parents. "Reynaldo, something is wrong with Amanda. She won't stop crying and seems to be in pain," said Mrs. Ana, her voice filled with concern. Mr. Reynaldo held little Amanda in his arms, trying to soothe her. "Let's go to the health clinic right away," he decided firmly. The family immediately set off for the nearest hospital, where Amanda was admitted. The doctors diagnosed the intestinal infection, and for 2 long months, Amanda remained hospitalized. Each day was a battle, and each night brought a new wave of hope and fear. After being discharged from the hospital, life seemed to return to normal, but it didn't take long for new problems to arise. Amanda began showing signs of scabies, a skin disease that caused intense itching and blisters. Mrs. Ana strictly followed the medical recommendations for treatment, using a specific medication. However, the negligence of the medical staff proved disastrous. During an application of the medication, which was supposed to be kept away from Amanda's eyes, there was an accident. In a moment of carelessness, a small amount came into contact with her eyes. The effects were devastating and irreversible. Amanda, who had already suffered so much in her first months of life, now faced total darkness. The impact of this event on the family was profound. Mrs. Ana blamed herself incessantly. "I should have been more careful," she repeated, through tears. Mr. Reynaldo, though desolate, remained strong for his wife and children. "We'll find a way to fix this, Ana. Our Amanda will see again, I promise," he said, trying to console his wife and keep hope alive. The family desperately sought help. They visited doctors, sought advice, but found few answers. Frustration and despair began to take hold. One night, when little Amanda was about 3 years old, she approached her mother and asked, with the innocence of a child, "Mom, why is everything dark?" Mrs. Ana felt her heart tighten. How could she explain to such a small child that the light had been cruelly taken from her? With a choked voice, she replied, "My love, you are our light. We will find a way to help you." Embracing Amanda, Mrs. Ana vowed that she would not rest until she found a solution. Despite the adversities, Amanda grew up as a joyful and curious child. Even without being able to see, she developed a keen sensitivity to the sounds around her. The sound of water, the birds' songs, and her parents' voices were her connections to the world. The attempts at treatment continued, but the family's financial difficulties limited their options. Each visit to the doctor represented a sacrifice, and each new failed attempt was a blow to the parents' hopes. Still, Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo's faith and determination never waned. At 4 years old, Amanda was already used to hearing conversations about doctors and treatments. One day, she was sitting on Mr. Reynaldo's lap as he played a soft melody on the guitar. "Dad, what are we going to do tomorrow?" Amanda asked. Mr. Reynaldo stopped playing and looked at his daughter. "Tomorrow, we are going to see another doctor, my dear. Maybe he has an answer for us." Amanda nodded, sensing the seriousness in her father's voice but not fully understanding what it meant. In another attempt to seek help, the family traveled to a neighboring city, where they heard of a doctor known for his innovative treatments. Upon arriving at the office, they were greeted kindly, but their hopes were dashed when the doctor explained that there was little he could do without advanced resources available only in the capital. "I'm sorry, but what your daughter needs is a treatment that we can't provide here. You need to go to Mexico City," the doctor said. Back in Veracruz, the family felt the weight of the recommendation. Mexico City was far, and the costs of travel and treatment were high. But Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo were not willing to give up. They began saving every penny, selling what little they had of value to finance the trip that could change Amanda's life. The following weeks were filled with preparation. Amanda continued to play and explore her world through sounds. One of her favorite pastimes was listening to Mr. Reynaldo play the guitar. Even without seeing, she felt the music deeply, a skill that no one yet realized was an innate talent. Finally, the day of the trip arrived. The family boarded a bus, carrying with them all the hope in the world. As the vehicle moved away from the familiar shores of Veracruz's canals, Amanda fell asleep in her mother's arms, unaware that this journey would mark the beginning of a new chapter in her life. The journey was just beginning, and little Amanda, with her resilience and joy, was ready to face whatever lay ahead, guided by the unconditional love of her family. The journey to Mexico City was long and exhausting, but filled with hope. Amanda, in her small world of darkness, was curious about what was happening around her, even though she couldn't see. She sensed her parents' anxiety and understood the importance of the trip. Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo kept their spirits high, talking about what they would do when they arrived. "We're almost there, dear. Everything will be fine," Mr. Reynaldo said, trying to hide his own apprehension. When they finally arrived in Mexico City, the magnitude of the city left them awestruck. The busy streets, tall buildings, and constant hustle and bustle were a stark contrast to the tranquility of Veracruz's canals. They found accommodation in a simple boarding house near the hospital where Amanda would be treated. On the day of the first consultation, the family headed to the hospital with a mix of nervousness and hope. Dr. Rivera, a renowned ophthalmologist, received them. He was a tall, bald man with eyes that conveyed both knowledge and empathy. After examining Amanda, he turned to her parents with a serious but encouraging expression. "There is a possibility of a corneal transplant," Dr. Rivera explained. "It's a risky procedure, but I believe it can restore some vision to Amanda." Mrs. Anna held Reynaldo's hand tightly. "We will do whatever it takes," she said, determined. Amanda, sitting calmly, listened attentively to the conversation, not fully understanding, but sensing the importance of the moment. The preparations for the surgery were swift. On the scheduled day, Amanda was taken to the operating room. Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo waited anxiously in the waiting room, praying silently. After a few hours, Dr. Rivera appeared with a neutral expression. "The surgery was a success," he announced, "but the post-operative period is crucial. We need to monitor Amanda closely and remove the stitches at the right time to avoid complications." The following days were filled with tension and hope. Amanda remained in the hospital under constant supervision. Mrs. Anna stayed by her daughter's side, while Mr. Reynaldo divided his time between caring for the other children and bringing news to his wife. Finally, the time came to remove the stitches. The family returned to Veracruz, where they found a local doctor to perform the procedure. However, fate had another challenge in store for them. The doctor, upon examining Amanda, refused to remove the stitches. "Doctor, please remove her stitches," begged Mrs. Anna, her voice full of despair. "I can't do that," the doctor replied coldly. "It's not my responsibility. The surgeon who performed the surgery should handle the post-operative care." The doctor's refusal was a devastating blow. The stitches began to infect, and the infection spread quickly. The transplant, which had brought so much hope, was lost. Amanda was plunged back into darkness. Frustration and sadness engulfed the family. "We can't give up now," said Mr. Rinaldo, trying to maintain hope. "We have to try somewhere else." Mrs. Anna, her eyes red from crying, agreed. "Yes, let's go to Guadalajara. They say there are good doctors there. Maybe we'll find a solution." The decision to move to Guadalajara was not easy. It meant leaving behind friends and the small support network they had in Veracruz. But the need to give Amanda a chance to see again outweighed any hesitation. They prepared for another move, selling the few belongings they had left to finance the trip. Amanda, with her childlike resilience, sensed the tension, but also her parents' hope. Despite the challenges, she maintained a curious and cheerful spirit, finding comfort in the sounds around her. As the family bid farewell to Veracruz, they carried with them the hope of a better future in Guadalajara. Amanda, not fully understanding the gravity of the situation, held her mother's hand tightly, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The journey was far from over, and many challenges still awaited them. But with the love and determination that united them, the Martinez family was ready to face any obstacle in search of a better life for Amanda. The first few months in Guadalajara were challenging for the Martinez family. Adapting to the new city, searching for new doctors, and the constant concern for Amanda's health consumed much of their energy. However, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light came from Amanda. At just 8 years old, Amanda had already endured more hardships than most children could imagine. Her life had been marked by medical appointments, surgeries, and the constant hope of regaining her sight. But something inside her began to change. On a seemingly ordinary day, Amanda made a decision that would change the course of her life. "Mom, Dad, I need to talk to you," Amanda said with a firm and determined voice. Mrs. Anna and Mr. Rinaldo exchanged worried looks and sat down next to their daughter. "What is it, my dear?" asked Mrs. Anna, holding Amanda's small hands. "I don't want to try to recover my sight anymore." "Enough, Mom. I want to live as I am," declared Amanda, surprising her parents. "Each surgery, each appointment, it hurts a lot, and I can't take it anymore." Mrs. Anna felt a lump in her throat. "But Amanda, we only want what's best for you. We want you to have the chance to see the world." Amanda smiled softly. "I know, Mom, but I already see the world in a different way. I hear, I feel, and that's enough for me. I want to live my life my way." Mr. Rinaldo, always a man of few words, felt immense pride for his daughter's courage. "If that's what you want, Amanda, we will support you," he said, placing a firm hand on her shoulder. "You are the bravest person I know." Mrs. Anna, however, struggled with a whirlwind of emotions. She still carried the weight of guilt for the accident that took Amanda's sight. Each word from her daughter was like a knife cutting through her heart. "Amanda, I am so sorry for what happened," she began, her voice choked with emotion. "Mom, it wasn't your fault," interrupted Amanda, holding her mother's hands tightly. "You did everything you could, and now I just want to be happy as I am." Amanda's words had a profound effect on Mrs. Anna. The tears she had held back for so long finally began to fall. "I wanted so much for you to see the world, Amanda. I wanted to fix the mistake I made." Amanda wiped her mother's tears with her small fingers. "I see the world, Mom, in a different way, but I see it, and I'm happy this way. I don't want you to worry anymore." Amanda's acceptance brought an unexpected relief to the family. Without the pressure of surgeries and treatments, the Martinez home began to fill with a new energy. Amanda explored the world around her with her other senses, discovering the beauty of things through touch, sound, and smell. Every day, Amanda showed more joy and curiosity. Mr. Rinaldo often found her sitting by the canal, listening intently to the sound of the water and the birds. "What are you listening to, Amanda?" he would ask. "I'm listening to the music of the water, Dad," she would reply with a smile. "It's like the waves are singing to me." Mrs. Anna, watching from afar, felt a mix of sadness and pride. The guilt still lingered, but seeing Amanda's happiness helped her cope with her own feelings. "You are so strong, my daughter," she would murmur to herself. One night, as the family gathered for dinner, Amanda made a new declaration. "I want to find something that makes me happy every day, just like the water sings to me." Mr. Rinaldo smiled. "And what would that be, Amanda?" "I don't know yet, Dad, but I will find out," Amanda replied, determined. Mrs. Anna looked at her husband, sharing a look of understanding. They knew that Amanda had an inner strength that would guide her, no matter what the future held. And they were ready to support their daughter every step of this new journey. Amanda, for her part, felt free for the first time. Free from the pain and expectations of recovering something she had lost. Now, she could focus on discovering the world in her own way, guided by sounds, touches, and the unconditional love of her family. Amanda's decision to live fully marked the beginning of a new phase. The Martinez family, united by resilience and love, was ready to face whatever came their way, with the certainty that happiness was within reach for all of them, even in the darkness. With Amanda's decision to live fully, a new atmosphere filled the Martinez household. The quest for happiness and expression led Amanda to a new world: music. It all started simply, but soon it became a passion that would illuminate her life. One day, while tidying up the house, Mrs. Anna found an old guitar in a forgotten corner. It belonged to Mr. Reynaldo, who used to play on quiet nights in Veracruz. She decided that perhaps that guitar could be the key to a new way for Amanda to connect with the world. "Amanda, come here," called Mrs. Anna, holding the guitar. "Would you like to learn how to play?" Amanda, her eyes shining with curiosity, nodded vigorously. "Yes, Mom. I really want to learn." Mrs. Anna knew she would need help teaching Amanda. She enrolled in guitar lessons to learn the basic chords and techniques. In the lessons, she paid attention to every detail, mentally noting everything she could pass on to her daughter. When she returned home, she would teach Amanda what she had learned. "Mom, how do you play this chord?" Amanda would ask, her small fingers exploring the guitar strings. "Like this, dear. Place your fingers here," Mrs. Anna replied patiently, guiding Amanda's fingers to the correct positions. With each new lesson, Amanda showed rapid progress, absorbing each chord and melody with enthusiasm. Afternoons at the Martinez house turned into music sessions. Mrs. Anna and Amanda spent hours practicing, laughing, and discovering new melodies. Music began to fill the house with a vibrant and positive energy. Amanda, sitting with the guitar on her lap, played with impressive dedication. Mr. Reynaldo, watching the two, felt growing pride. "You're doing very well, Amanda. I'm impressed with your talent," he would say, encouraging his daughter to keep going. Amanda smiled, feeling increasingly confident. "Thank you, Dad. I love playing. Music makes me feel happy." As time passed, Amanda started creating her own melodies. Her parents were moved by each new song she presented. "That's beautiful, Amanda. You have a gift," said Mrs. Anna, with tears in her eyes. The news of Amanda's talent began to spread among the neighbors. Soon the small family performances turned into community events. Amanda played at neighborhood parties, community gatherings, and always received warm applause. "You have an incredible skill, Amanda," said a neighbor after one of these performances. "Your music touches our hearts." These compliments encouraged Amanda to delve even deeper into music. Each new song was an expression of her feelings and experiences. Music became not only an art form, but also a way for Amanda to communicate her emotions and her view of the world. One night, after one of these performances, Amanda was sitting with Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo on the porch of their house. "Mom, Dad, I never thought music could be so important to me. It's like I can see with my ears," said Amanda, reflecting on her journey. Mrs. Anna hugged her daughter lovingly. "We are so proud of you, Amanda. You have found a wonderful way to express who you are," she said, moved. Amanda smiled, feeling the warmth of her family's love and support. "I want to keep learning and playing, Mom. I want music to be a part of my life forever." Amanda's determination was inspiring. Her musical talent became increasingly evident, and her passion for music continued to grow. The Martinez house, once marked by sadness and worry, now vibrated with notes of hope and joy. Years passed, and Amanda entered adolescence, a phase full of new emotions and challenges. Despite her flourishing musical talent, the transition to this new stage of life brought a unique set of difficulties, especially due to her visual impairment. While other teenagers faced the typical turbulence of the age, Amanda dealt with prejudice and isolation, making her path even more arduous. At school, Amanda excelled academically, but socially, things were different. Many classmates didn't know how to deal with her blindness and, out of ignorance or fear, avoided her. The laughter and conversations that echoed through the hallways rarely included Amanda, who spent most of her time alone, listening to the world around her. "Mom, why don't they like me?" Amanda asked one day, her voice choked with tears that couldn't be seen but were deeply felt. "What did I do wrong?" Mrs. Anna's heart ached, hearing the pain in her daughter's voice. "They are ignorant, my love," she replied, hugging Amanda tightly. "They don't understand what a wonderful person you are. The problem is with them, not with you." Despite Mrs. Anna's comforting words, Amanda's loneliness seemed unbearable. She increasingly sought refuge in music, finding in melodies an escape from her pain. She spent hours playing the guitar, creating new songs that expressed her deepest feelings. Music became her best friend, a silent confidant that never judged her. Seeking new forms of expression, Amanda decided to expand her musical horizons. With Mrs. Anna's help, she began learning to play the keyboard and piano. The sound of the keys, each with its unique note, opened a new world of possibilities for Amanda. Her agile fingers quickly learned the new instruments, and each new song was a step further away from loneliness. "You are a prodigy, Amanda," said Mr. Reynaldo, watching his daughter play with a mixture of pride and admiration. "Never let anyone make you feel less than you are." Afternoons at home were filled with the sound of the piano, as Amanda lost herself in the notes and harmonies. Music was her refuge and her way of communicating with the world, a world that often seemed indifferent to her presence. Still, she found comfort in the piano keys and guitar strings. One time, after a school performance where Amanda played a piece on the piano, a classmate approached her. "Hi, Amanda, I wanted to say your music is amazing," said the girl, somewhat shyly. Amanda smiled, surprised by the gesture. "Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Sorry for not talking to you before. I guess I didn't know what to say," her classmate confessed, embarrassed. "It's okay," Amanda replied with a gentle smile. "Sometimes words aren't necessary. Music speaks for us." This small gesture of friendship renewed Amanda's hope. Although she still faced prejudice and isolation, she began to realize that music had the power to touch hearts and break down barriers. Gradually, more classmates approached, drawn by the passion and talent Amanda displayed in each note she played. Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo watched this change with joy and relief. Music really is her light, said Mrs. Anna, watching Amanda at the piano. She has found a way to shine, even in the darkness. Mr. Rinaldo agreed, feeling that Amanda's strength came from a deep place within her, a place that blindness could never reach. She will go far, Anna. I know she will. As Amanda navigated the highs and lows of adolescence, music remained her safe harbor. Each challenge faced and overcome strengthened her bond with the art she loved so much. With determination and the unconditional support of her family, Amanda continued her journey, knowing that music would always be her faithful companion. The move to Guadalajara brought a new perspective and hope for Amanda. Over the years, her musical talent continued to flourish, and her passion for music became increasingly evident. When Mrs. Anna learned about the renowned Guadalajara Conservatory, she had no doubt that it was the next step in her daughter's journey. Amanda, I heard about an incredible music school here in Guadalajara. They have advanced programs in piano and singing. What do you think about trying for an audition? Mrs. Anna asked, her eyes shining with hope. Amanda, who was playing a soft melody on the piano, stopped and turned her face towards her mother. I would love to, Mom, but I'm so nervous about the audition. What if I'm not good enough? Mrs. Anna approached and held her daughter's hands, her words full of love and encouragement. You will do great. Trust in yourself. Your talent is undeniable. Music is your life, and you have a special gift. Let's try, together. With her mother's unconditional support, Amanda began to prepare for the audition. The weeks leading up to the big day were intense, filled with practice and dedication. Amanda carefully chose the pieces she would play and sing, wanting to show the conservatory the depth of her talent and passion. On the day of the audition, Amanda and Mrs. Anna arrived early at the conservatory. The imposing building, with its walls covered in history and art, intimidated any visitor. Amanda felt her heart racing as she waited her turn. Even without seeing, she could sense the grandeur of the place through the echo of footsteps and the reverent murmurs of students and teachers. Take a deep breath, Amanda, said Mrs. Anna, with a calm and encouraging voice. You are ready. Show them who you are. When her name was called, Amanda entered the audition room, where 3 judges awaited her. They watched intently as she prepared at the piano. Amanda felt the instrument under her fingers, familiarizing herself with the keys. With one last confident look towards her mother, she began to play. The notes flowed from her fingers with a grace and precision that left the judges impressed. After the instrumental piece, Amanda moved on to the vocal part of her audition. Her voice filled the room with a clarity and emotion that captivated everyone present. You have an extraordinary talent, Amanda, said one of the judges. Welcome to the Guadalajara Conservatory. Being accepted into the conservatory was a milestone in Amanda's life. She immersed herself in her musical studies, dedicating herself with unwavering passion. The days at the conservatory were challenging, but each new lesson was an achievement. At first, Amanda faced some difficulties. Finding the classrooms was a challenge, and she often got lost in the vast corridors of the conservatory. Once, while trying to find the practice room, she ended up in the wrong room where a group of students was rehearsing. Sorry, I got lost, Amanda said, a little embarrassed. One of the students smiled and guided her to the right place. Don't worry, Amanda. It happens. Let's go together. These small obstacles did not discourage her. Each day was a new opportunity to surpass her limits and showcase her talent. Amanda honed her piano skills under the tutelage of renowned teachers. Remember, Amanda, each key tells a story. Play with your heart, advised her piano teacher. Amanda felt the vibration of each key under her fingers, creating an intimate connection with the instrument that compensated for her lack of vision. Simultaneously, her singing lessons helped her discover new dimensions of her voice. Your voice is a powerful instrument, Amanda. Use it to express your deepest emotions, said her singing teacher. The months passed quickly, and Amanda stood out more and more. Her first concerts at the conservatory were moments of great emotion. On stage, she felt a deep connection with the music and with the audience. Each performance was a silent dialogue between her emotions and the audience's reactions. "Amanda, your performance was incredible. You truly have a gift," praised a classmate after one of the recitals. "Thank you," Amanda replied, still feeling the adrenaline from the performance. "I never thought I could feel something like this. Music makes me feel alive." Mrs. Anna and Mr. Rinaldo were always present at her performances, filled with pride and emotion. "She's achieving her dreams, Rinaldo. Our daughter is shining," said Mrs. Anna, tears of joy in her eyes. With each new performance, Amanda gained more recognition. Teachers, classmates, and even music critics began to notice her exceptional talent. "Amanda, you have a bright future ahead of you," said one of the conservatory directors. "Keep it up, and you will reach great heights." Despite the challenges and difficulties, Amanda found in music an inexhaustible source of strength and inspiration. Each day at the conservatory was a new opportunity to learn, grow, and get closer to her dreams. With music as her guide, Amanda continued to forge her path, knowing that there was still much to discover and achieve. The years of study and dedication at the Guadalajara Conservatory finally began to bear fruit for Amanda. Her musical ability and determination caught the attention of local producers, who were impressed by her story and talent. This led to the opportunity to record her first CD, titled Courage. The preparation for recording the CD was intense. Amanda spent hours in the studio, perfecting every note and every melody. The feeling of being so close to achieving her dream motivated her to overcome all challenges. However, the journey was not without difficulties. Besides the technical demands of recording, Amanda also faced prejudice because she was blind. "Music is about feeling and expression, not about sight," Amanda would say, responding to a critic who questioned her ability to create music without seeing. "I see the world through my ears and my heart." In the studio, Amanda moved with the help of her cane and the support of her producers, who quickly adapted to her specific needs. "This is my dream coming true," she said emotionally, sitting at the piano. "Every note I play is a part of me." The technical challenges were also significant. Amanda needed to memorize the positions of the microphones and the layout of the studio, but her sense of hearing and touch compensated for the lack of vision. She knew exactly where each piano key was and how to adjust her voice to achieve the best sound quality. After months of hard work, the CD Courage was ready to be released. The anxiety and excitement on the day of the release were palpable. Mrs. Anna and Mr. Rinaldo stood by Amanda's side, their faces radiating pride. "We are so proud of you," said Mrs. Anna and Mr. Rinaldo in unison. "You have shown us the true meaning of courage and determination." The release was a success. The CD was well received by both the public and critics. Amanda began to gain recognition in the music industry, and her story of overcoming challenges and her talent inspired many. However, prejudice still lingered in some comments. "She only achieved this success because of her story," said one critic, implying that Amanda's blindness was more of an emotional appeal than a reflection of her talent. Amanda, however, was undeterred. "My story is part of who I am, but my music speaks for itself," she said, with unwavering confidence. Each performance, each interview, was an opportunity to show that her talent and hard work were the true reasons for her success. The newfound recognition brought new opportunities. Amanda was invited to perform in various cities and participate in television and radio programs. Each new experience was a step forward, a new chance to show the world the power of her music. In an interview, she reflected on her journey. "Music gave me a voice when I couldn't see. It allowed me to express my emotions and connect with the world in a way that sight never could. I am grateful for every moment, for every note played, for every applause received. The support of her family continued to be an essential pillar. Mrs. Anna and Mr. Rinaldo accompanied Amanda on her travels, ensuring she had everything she needed to focus on her art. "You inspire us every day, Amanda," said Mrs. Anna. "Your strength is our strength." Amanda's story was not just about overcoming her disability, but also about overcoming the prejudices that came with it. Each new achievement was proof that limitations are imposed only by those who cannot see beyond them. At the end of a particularly successful performance, Amanda was approached by a young man with tears in his eyes. "You inspired me to never give up on my dreams," he said. "Thank you for showing that anything is possible." Amanda smiled, feeling truly fulfilled. "If I managed to inspire one person, all the effort was worth it." In the bustling halls of the Guadalajara Conservatory, where echoes of various melodies filled the air, Amanda lived her routine between classes and rehearsals. One sunny afternoon, while heading to the practice room, a distinct sound caught her attention: the deep and melodic trombone of Gabriel, a talented and passionate music student, much like herself. Amanda, guided by the sound, found herself standing outside Gabriel's rehearsal room. He finished the piece, and upon exiting, almost bumped into her. "Excuse me," he said, quickly realizing who it was. "You're Amanda, aren't you? I admire your work a lot." Amanda smiled, always appreciating genuine recognition. "And I love your trombone," she replied with a smile. "You play beautifully." It was the beginning of something special. Gabriel didn't seem to notice or care that Amanda was blind. To him, she was just a talented musician, someone with whom he shared a deep passion for music. Soon their casual interactions in the conservatory corridors turned into longer conversations and eventually into meetings outside of classes. "I'd like to hear you play more," Gabriel said in one of those meetings. "I think there's something magical about the way you feel the music." Amanda, feeling valued and understood, accepted the invitation. They spent many afternoons together, she at the piano and he with the trombone, exploring harmonies and creating new melodies. The musical bond between them quickly turned into something deeper. "Do you really not mind that I can't see?" Amanda asked one night, occasional insecurity surfacing in her voice. Gabriel held her hand tenderly. "Amanda, what enchants me about you is what you see with your heart, and how you convey that through music. Physical sight is just a detail." Gabriel's words were sincere, and Amanda felt a special warmth hearing them. Love blossomed between them naturally and intensely. They shared their stories, hopes, and dreams. Amanda found in Gabriel a partner who respected and admired her for who she was, without any prejudice or pity. Over time, Amanda and Gabriel became inseparable. They not only shared their daily lives, but also supported each other in their musical careers. Amanda, now a rising artist, found in Gabriel a stage and life partner. "Together, we're stronger," Gabriel said after a joint performance that received enthusiastic applause from the audience. "You inspire me to be better every day." "And you bring a new dimension to my music," Amanda replied, her eyes shining with emotion. "With you, everything feels more complete." Their mutual support and deep love allowed both to grow not only as artists, but also as individuals. Amanda felt that with Gabriel, she could face any challenge. He was her safe harbor, someone who encouraged her to keep going even when things got tough. One night, while walking home after a concert, Gabriel stopped and, holding Amanda's hands, said, "Amanda, I can't imagine my life without you. You've brought light and music to my days. I want to spend the rest of my life with you." Amanda, feeling his words touch her heart, responded with a radiant smile. "I feel the same, Gabriel. You are the melody that completes my song." And so, with love as her new source of inspiration, Amanda continued to pursue her path in music, knowing that with Gabriel by her side, anything was possible. They became not only life partners but also artistic collaborators, creating music that touched the souls of everyone who heard it. The romance between Amanda and Gabriel was a testament to the power of music and true love, a constant reminder that barriers exist only for those who cannot see beyond appearances. They moved forward together, ready to face the next chapters of their lives. The union of Amanda and Gabriel was celebrated with an emotional ceremony, surrounded by friends and family who witnessed the pure and inspiring love between the two musicians. The sun shone in the clear Guadalajara sky, reflecting the joy and love emanating from the couple. Amanda was radiant in her wedding dress, while Gabriel, in an elegant suit, couldn't hide his smile of happiness. During their vows, Gabriel's words were sincere and touching. "I promise to love and support you forever," he said, his voice full of emotion. "You are the light of my life, Amanda. Together we will make music and face any challenge life brings us." Amanda, holding Gabriel's hands firmly, responded with the same intensity. "And I promise the same," she said, her eyes shining with tears of happiness. "You are the melody that completes my song. With you, I feel like I can achieve any dream." After the ceremony, the newlyweds began their life together, merging their musical careers and their hearts. They traveled across the country, performing at concerts and events, enchanting audiences with their harmonious performances. Music, which had always been Amanda's passion, now became a shared journey with Gabriel. One quiet evening, after a memorable concert, Amanda and Gabriel sat on the porch of their house, enjoying the gentle breeze and the tranquility of the moment. Amanda, reflecting on her journey, felt overwhelmed with deep gratitude. "You know, Gabriel," she said, her voice soft, "I often think about how my life would have been different if that incident when I was a child hadn't happened. Losing my sight was hard, but it led me to find music, my true passion." Gabriel squeezed Amanda's hand, encouraging her to continue. "I believe everything happens for a reason," he said, "and I'm grateful for the path you chose. It brought us here, together." Amanda smiled, feeling the sincerity in Gabriel's words. "I'm grateful too," she said. "Music gave me a voice when I couldn't see, and it allowed me to express my emotions in ways I never could have imagined. And more than that, music brought me to you." Amanda's gratitude extended beyond Gabriel. She knew she wouldn't have come this far without the unconditional support of her family, especially her mother. "Mrs. Anna," Amanda reflected, "was the light that guided me through the darkest moments. Her unwavering strength and love were fundamental in helping me believe in myself and follow my dreams." "Let's visit them this weekend," Gabriel suggested. "I'm sure they'd love to see us." "Yes, let's," Amanda agreed, touched. "I want to thank them for everything once again." That weekend, Amanda and Gabriel went to visit Mrs. Anna and Mr. Reynaldo. The warm reception, full of hugs and laughter, was a constant reminder of the love that united them. During dinner, Amanda stood up and made a toast. "To my family, who always believed in me and supported me every step of the way," she said. "Mom, Dad, Gabriel, you are the reason I am here today. I am eternally grateful for your love and support." Mrs. Anna, with tears in her eyes, responded, "We are so proud of you, Amanda. You have shown us the true meaning of courage and determination, and we are happy to see you so fulfilled and happy with Gabriel." Amanda smiled, feeling the warmth of the love surrounding her. "Losing my sight as a child changed my life in ways I could never have predicted. But instead of defining me, it gave me a new perspective. It taught me to value things in ways most people can't. And for that, I am grateful." Amanda and Gabriel's life continued to be a symphony of love and music. Together, they faced each challenge with optimism and passion, knowing that with each other's support and that of their families, they could overcome any obstacle. And so, Amanda, the girl who lost her sight, found her way through music, turning each note into a testament of resilience and gratitude. Hello, everyone! I hope you enjoyed the inspiring story of Amanda Martinez and her incredible journey in the world of music, overcoming challenges and finding true love. We would love to hear your thoughts on this emotional story. What did you think of the unconditional support from Mrs. Anna, Amanda's mother, and the positive impact she had on her daughter's life? And what about Gabriel, who never cared about Amanda's blindness and fell in love with her for who she is on the inside? Leave your comment below sharing what touched you the most about this story. Your opinion is very important to us. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories, and share it with your friends so they can also be moved by Amanda's journey. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Now check out this story. A very wealthy man enters a diner where he is about to meet someone who will change his last moments of life. The encounter triggers a family feud over the millionaire inheritance. Click on the video appearing on your screen now, and we'll see you there in a few seconds.